At the beginning of 2022, I decided I wanted to be a speedrunner or a world record holder. I didn't know what category would suit me best, so I decided to make my own.
I will be doing a world record of using up the ink of a pen.
There were other pen records online already, but no one had done the one that was so obvious. Well, at least that's what I thought. I didn't know what type of pen would be best for the run, so I went off and bought 4 packs of the most standard run-of-the-mill ballpoint pens that I could find. The 4 contenders were BIC, Artline, Milan, and Papermate. In the pursuit of making sure I was as prepared as possible, I also got 3 different types of paper to test on.
125 GSM, 200 GSM.
80 to 200 GSM, representing the thickness of the paper. I spent the next few days trialing each pen on each different type of paper, weighing up the pros and cons. The Artline, the Milan, and the Papermate didn't live up to the challenge so much as the BIC Cristal original did. The BIC pen was actually the first pen to come to mind for the challenge. That mixed with the fact that it had a clear barrel meant I'd have a clear indicator of when it had run out of ink. It would be the winning pen. Once finding out the perfect type of paper, I bought an extra 2 packets and a new packet of pens so as to prove the unused status of the pen that I would be using.
Brand new pack of BIC pens. Brand new bag. Yeah, this is the one. This is the winner pen. I have water.
I had the setup required for the run, but with no knowledge of how long it would actually take, I was ready to see what I was up against. It was time to achieve my first world record. The first few minutes went by in a breeze.
I feel like a machine.
A slight pain started to build up in my bicep, but a constant changing of technique allowed me to sub different muscles in and out of use, ensuring maximum endurance. The pen ink seemed to be coming out less and less on the paper, but looking inside the barrel, it seemed to still have ink in there. So I attempted different methods to coax the ink out. Having never done this before, I had no idea what the problem was. Warming it up in my hands, in my mouth, with my breath, all seemed futile. The occasional flick of the pen seemed to concentrate the ink closer towards the ball, allowing for more ink to come out. So I got into a rhythm of this as we were crossing over the 20-minute mark. The ink was only millimeters away from being finished, but that's when disaster struck. I had used too much force on the pen, snapping the end right off. After checking if there was any ink remaining, I was met with an unfortunate and disappointing fate.
That pen is now literally empty.
Satch.
We had failed the first run. It wouldn't be over that easy though. I had more pens and paper, a new sense of determination, and a whole world of experience behind me.
7, 8!
I fell into a rhythm I knew, ink taking page after page, the clock counting up and up, while the ink went down and down. I hit the same wall I did in the previous run. Flicking and scribbling, I caught up to my previous time. Until all of a sudden, I'd scribbled an entire page and realized there was no way I could get any more ink out of the pen.
It's time. That's time!
27 minutes and 30
Champion.
seconds. My newfound title, world record holder. But there was one thing that was still bugging me. Someone had done it before. They had done it with the Milan P1 Touch. And I had the same pen. So I took on the challenge. Knowing how easily I got the ink out of the BIC, I knew it would be a breeze. Before I knew it, I was pages and pages in, ink coming out much smoother than before. Except this time, I had a fury of competition behind me. I powered through, and at 14 minutes and 51 seconds, I had beaten the original time by over 28 minutes. In just one day, I would not only go to break one world record, but I would set another. These are the pens I used and the times that I got. I'd love to see if anyone can beat it.
Wow. Wow.